Fun today. So, project management from Stone Age to DevOps. You know, all my friends, they usually say, you know, Antonio, you are a crazy guy. You are trying to talk about project management with a title with project management with a lot of developers in front of you. You want to get hit. And I say, well, short answer, yes, I am crazy. Long answer, we need to understand that all the changes in organizations and IT, it's not only for developers, it's also for middle management, project management, and even the C-levels. In order to understand why I want to talk about project management, we'll explain really briefly a little bit about my experience. So I was originally Java developer. When I was in Spain and in France, I changed to technical project manager, where my friends say that I passed to the dark side. And now in UK, I'm working as an Agile Delivery Consultant, trying to get people to work better and to deliver faster. So you have noticed a weird accent. So I'm from Spain, like this guy here. And Spanish people, we have a real problem with languages. We speak really bad, even Spanish, and we speak really, really fast. So if there is one moment that you don't understand me, or you think that I'm speaking too fast, raise both hands, and I know that I have to cool down, okay? So DevOps movement is gradually changing IT organizations. And most of the time, all the changes, even the original change was thought by developers, by the doers. It's the high management that is a new CIO saying, let's change, we need to change because the rest of the people are changing, we need to do things differently. And 2 years after, usually the management is gone, and they left the company like that. On those changes are the high management thinking about the changes, impacting the developers, and forgetting about all the people in the middle. All the middle layers, like project managers, are always forgotten. Are project managers ready to change? Well, let's try to discover that. So I'm going to try to do a little bit of archaeology and discuss about how it was in the old times. I'm starting on the Stone Age of software delivery, known as waterfall. The Renaissance for me, it was a new knowledge, new meanings for software delivery is Agile, and now it's the DevOps. What happened in the Stone Age? It's everybody was trying to do the way that they think it was better. So with software delivery, they tried to copy one way of delivering stuff that it was good and proved good, that it was civil engineering. That's the reason we were doing waterfall, we were doing all the process, because they knew that it was working with civil engineering. Everybody said that that's not the correct way of doing stuff. You have to realize that the context of your country, your company, and the specific context of your time that you are trying to deliver things, it's going to be the one saying whether you are doing things right or wrong. I have been in some successful waterfall projects at that time, and some really, really unsuccessful. The way that you try to do things is to adapt with a new methodology. So project managers in the old age, they were often doing a lot of funny Gantt charts, planning, prioritizing tasks, assigning tasks, generating reports for management with usually a lot of colors. I don't know if you have seen a lot of reports from project managers, sometimes with a lot of everything is green, 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 and the last week it's red, it's really bad. So that was more or less my experience when I was a developer with project managers, and I really have bad experience with project managers. So I remember a lot of project managers that it was more or less how it was with some of them. Not a lot of understanding, not a lot of funny things. But I have the luck to work with really, really good project manager. A project manager that opened my mind because that project manager was trying to change the way that we were working. It was more willing to discuss and to have conversations with the developers because other project managers, they didn't listen. They were saying, you know, you just finished university. We've been doing that for 20 years. We're older than you. Don't try to convince me. I will continue doing the same stuff. That project manager who opened my mind, it was willing to work willing to understand which one it was better for the task and assign the task properly to the people. And it was quite a change for me because maybe I was really unlucky with really bad project managers at the beginning of my professional career, but it was something that I started thinking, a change is possible, so let's continue. And it was the searching to improve rather than blaming others, because I was quite used to people blaming the one that is below, and at the end I was the new developer of the company, so I couldn't throw the blame to others. One of the things that I hate the most when I was a developer, it was the typical project manager or middle management. We are releasing in production tomorrow instead of in 2 weeks, and it's 5 p.m., so we really need to do things. By the way, I'm going home now, so hopefully tomorrow is okay, but let's see tomorrow. That, it was really pissing me off all the time. One of the problems that I think it was at the time, it was the way of the estimations were doing. No conversation, not discussing with developers, trying to guess the estimation by 10 days, 5 days, or the hypo. When you have in a room at that time 4 or 5 people, the one with the highest paid person opinion is going to be the one winning, because all the rest, they were afraid of saying no to the one who was able to fire them. Like that, we had really, really bad estimations, and that's a problem that the projects were unsuccessful. So what happened with ops in the Stone Age? They were the ones supporting the software, the dev. Where they were, ops. I have to say that in some companies, I never met the ops team. It was like in a really, really dark room, sometimes in a different building, and in some companies, even a different continent, with different time zone, and it was impossible to discuss with them. It was one email, and hopefully I will have an answer the next day. Of course, it wasn't ideal to deliver. It was really complicated to have something working, because with all the process, there was always misunderstanding. And the mindset of the sponsor, of the budget owner, the one who wanted things done or the project to be done, it was, I want this. We have the project manager saying, that person wants this. The development team trying to do the best. Sometimes it was already a misunderstanding because no one defined the requirements with them. And then it was, OK, let's ship the whole solution to ops. Sometimes, if you're lucky, it was tested. Not all the time. And, OK, project finished for ops. And it was a real problem. There's no communication between dev and ops. And there was some layers of communication on the left. Renaissance. In my life, Renaissance, it was agile when I learned that it's different ways of doing things. And it was actually seeing the result. And it was working. And it was like a revelation for me. And I enjoyed the change, and I tried to learn more. Problem, always when there's a change, there are people afraid to change. The people that are always on the comfort zone, and they don't want to go out. You have to get out of your comfort zone. You have to try to learn, and you have to adapt with the tools and the methodologies that are evolving. Because otherwise, the context is going to catch up with you, and you're going to be behind. Of course, yeah, I'm pretty sure that the stone knife was really good cutting, but everybody would want to use that one now. It's the same. Renaissance, Agile, project managers. For me, I've seen 2 different types of project managers at that time. The ones saying, I've been doing that for 20 years. I'm pretty sure that I can continue doing that 10 more years with my stones. And the others, that is, let's try to improve, let's try to learn, let's try to educate ourselves. That was a little bit of myself. It was more or less when I discovered Agile, I was still a developer, and it was also doing the change to project management, or a lot of company decisions and a lot of clients, some clients in Spain, so they need Spanish to discuss with them. And I tried to educate myself, I tried to learn a lot, read a lot of books, go to a lot of meetups, go to a lot of conferences, and learn from the experience of others. And one of the things that for me it was a change, it was the way we were trying to do estimates. But for me, estimates at that time, it wasn't to give a delivery date, it was to get a shared understanding. For me, the biggest change, it was when you have all the people in the room, the product owner, the rest of the team discussing the new features, you can be sure that all of them, they have the same understanding. They understand what is needed to be done. It wasn't the case before. Most of the time, the requirements, we had a business analyst or someone writing, we need this, someone was writing more things, and what the dev say, okay, I have all the definition that we need to be done, but it's not clear. We don't know what to do, and often the result was really different. With this shared understanding, with people doing planning poker, or defining also to understand the size of the task, the size of the future, you know which one is better to do when, and more or less, if it's going to be fast or not to get it. And small one, of course, is going to be fast. A big one, maybe we'll need to slice it. But all of you know exactly what is needed. And that is the main goal of that. What happened with the ops team in the Renaissance? Well, they're still there. Didn't change anything. We changed all the left of the wall, but the right is still the same. We're changing the way that we're doing things with all the shared understanding, all the discussion. There is a different mindset. The product owner now is not saying I want, because now there is a shared understanding and there is a trust on the team. It's I need a solution for a problem. Give me options, and then it's easier. That is a change. That didn't exist in the old times. I couldn't propose different things because it wasn't the project plan. Now, there is a trust on the team. We do small iterations. We still ship to prod on ops, and there is still the wall, but at least we're doing faster. But we're having problems faster as well. Small problems, but problems. So a change is needed. Let's try to discuss about the DevOps era. Now, we're trying to get everybody on the same page, the same understanding, the whole company, all talking together. So one of the changes is the way that we are delivering and the mindset. You need to get everybody to be part of the same team and to have the mindset that anyone on the team is able to propose what we need, what the company needs. A good solution is always propose solutions. Don't be afraid to share ideas on the meetings, even with people that are C-levels, product owners, the CEO of the startup. Propose ideas all the time. Your idea can make someone else to think another, and another, and another. And all together, you can decide what is needed. And now, you have all of the same team. You have the working increment to production. You have the feedback straight away, because usually you can have even access to production. You are delivering straight away. You know whether it's working or not. You know whether it's fulfilling what the product owner wants, what the rest of the team wants. And it's easier to correct things and to change the way. That, for the old project manager, is a big change. Because now we're changing continuously. We don't have a project plan. We don't have a Gantt chart. Some of them, they were lost. So there is a little bit change, because that is quite complicated to understand if you are an old project manager, because it's all, it's not defined. I don't see the faces. It's all at the same time. So, project manager, do you think we still need project managers? I think that the problem with that is the role name. It comes from civil engineering. So everybody is thinking how the project manager were. Now we should be focused on a different thing, because we're not managing project. We're trying to deliver in software, to deliver in stuff. And the most important thing that the old project manager can do is to enable the delivery, to try to put all together on the same page and activate the delivery, make everything happen on the whole company, not only on the team, on the whole company. Usually project managers are, some of them, long time in the same company, and they know a lot of different people. So it's quite a change, and I think that it's something that is missing in some companies. And I'm trying to get more people talk to each other. Conversation is quite important, And I have the feeling on the Stone Age that the project manager was the gatekeeper of the ivory tower of the product owner or the sponsor at that time. No one was able to talk to the C-level. No one was able to talk to the one who actually wanted the project. And it was always project manager filtering communication. Now it should be different. So what can delivery neighbors do in the DevOps era? Nurturing continuous improvement mindset. Some companies that I've seen, the old project manager trying to change, that is a catalyst for the rest of the company to change. Because they're thinking, well, if the project manager who was doing that all the time is trying to change, I can change as well. Come on, it's not going to be the only one changing. I can improve, and I can try to help with more feedback loops, trying to get all learning, all to get better. It's, for me, 95% of problems in IT are people problems. They don't talk to each other, or they don't talk in a nice way. The other 5% is always money. With money, you can have the technology or the people, but 95% is always people problem. You need to talk more. In Stone Age, when I was learned how to project manage, they say, well, you raise risk, you assign owners, and that's all for you as a project manager. You don't do anything else. So now you need to be sure that the relevant people, not the ones that you're assigning, are aware of all the possible risks for delivering software. And sometimes it's not only one person, it's a lot of different persons within the team, within the different teams. So you need to coordinate people. And normally it's things that project managers in the old time, they knew how to put meetings and with a lot of people. They should continue to keep people working together, different teams, different departments. Because a risk, when you understand the risk, you know whether it's going to cost money or not to the company. Because at the end, you need to present to the one making the decision, this is the risk, this is the cost of doing this, of doing this, of doing this. And the best way to remove impediments is to be the advocate for a CI/CD culture. When you have the CI/CD culture on the whole company, it's easier to spot the possible problems in software delivery. So it's not like I'm project manager and do that and that's all. No, you need to enable the delivery, and to enable the delivery, you have to be an advocate CI/CD culture. More things, because everybody needs to do a lot of things. I think that one thing important is facilitate communication. I have solved a lot of problems within the same team to make people talk to each other in a room. Sometimes, in the Agile, we always say, well, it's better to try to work together to facilitate communication. Now, in some companies, you have all the people working together, all of them with headset, and they don't talk to each other. Where's the communication there? Yeah, Slack, yeah, but you know, it's only half meter. You can say, hi, we have a problem with this. Let's try to pair programming and to try to solve things. Or mails. There's a problem with you write an email. The one who is going to read the email doesn't know what is your emotion when you write it. So it's going to imagine you are angry or not, and it's going to be the snowball effect on the emails. No, that's a problem for you. That's a different problem. So it's better always to talk to each other. If you work remotely, try to get people to talk to each other through a video conference, and try. It's a way to get together. And in some of the clients or companies that I've worked for, they try to move the remote developers for one sprint with the rest of the team to get all together once every 3 or 4 sprints. And there's a big change after that. People start trusting more to each other because they are seeing how they work, how they interact every day. And it's a big change. I know that now we all love Slack, we communicate through Slack, have a lot of projects with Slack. But the problem with Slack, if you have a problem and you are shy, there's not a lot of people who is going to say, I need help. Sometimes you need someone else to realize and say, do you need any help? I'm a little bit free. With Slack, we're losing that. Because when Okay, I finish my story, and I pick another one. I don't ask if anyone needs help. If you ask, that's the good way, of course. But it's not that easy as working together. With the sponsor, the product owner, of course, we all want the product owner to be 100% with us. That's the ideal, to be sitting down with ourselves, with the team. It's not possible all the time. Sometimes it's the product owner is the CTO of the company, and that person maybe it's 1 day or 2 days a week available for the team. You need to ensure as a delivery enabler that all the time that you are using of that person is meaningful, that is used in the best way. If you do that, that person, the product owner, is going to try to be more time with your team because it's not the feeling of waste time. So that's really important to try to be sure that when there is any meeting, any call, it's clear, all the agenda is clear what we're going to discuss, all the possible outcomes. When the sponsor is not available, no more filtering communication. It's bridging. Your team needs to be sure that you are bridging the communication to the sponsor, that you are not hiding communication. And the same, when the sponsor is sending any information for the team, you need to ensure that the whole team had the feeling that, okay, we are not hiding information, we know what is happening. Because on the old times, it wasn't like that. It was a lot of hiding information, like hiding information to the sponsor, hiding information to the devs. It was a lot of hiding. One of the things to get that is to realize that you are part of the team. You are not someone that is different. And one of the things that I try to do is to be sitting down with them, the all project manager, with the developers, with the ops, with the whole team, with the product owner, all together, and not on a different room with the rest of the all project managers, because you should be part of the team. A lot of people say, yeah, that's the easy thing. Everybody is saying, yeah, be part of the team, be part of the team. How do you do that? Well, it depends on the people. There are people who are extremely shy, even myself, I'm really shy, but I try to speak with a lot of people and try to understand what they are thinking about. So the first step to be part of the team for an all project manager, well, don't be a robot anymore. I'm pretty sure that all of you recognize that some project managers that were like silent, doing the same stuff. This is the task. No, I cannot be good for tomorrow, and that's all. So stop being a robot, be human again. You know, when the team are thinking, you know, this is Alex, this is Charlie, this is like that, with the names and not the roles, the team is going to work better. Sometimes you need to discuss about things that are not related to the job to understand motivations. One of the things that I usually do, I'm from Spain, Mediterranean, we drink coffee all the time. So the best conversations that you can have with a lot of people to know about their life is on the coffee machine. So lately, with my peers and with our colleagues, they know that I have a really small baby, 3 months, and I'm not sleeping at all. And I have, you know, all the black circles were here, and I'm really, you know, it was too hard the night, but she was smiling today. Or it was the first time that she said, I go. It doesn't mean anything, but I'm so happy. And you know what happened? Half of you just smiled. Half of you start thinking, oh, that's a newly father. It's not a speaker anymore. So you start seeing myself as a human and not as some funny guy saying stuff. That's if I can do that in only 10 seconds with some of you, you can do that with the rest of the team. Not only the delivery enabler, all of you. And you can discuss about nice books that you have read to improve the way that you are working, or to realize the importance of business value, to realize the importance of doing impact mapping. It's really good books. And it's a good conversation because it's out of the job and you can apply to the job later, to the way that you are working. And of course, I'm from UK. In UK, Friday, 5 p.m., that's what we call beer o'clock. So do everything to try to get the team to be a team. We have a football table in our company, and I'm pretty sure that when I arrived to the company that they thought the project manager is the enemy, they wanted to beat me all the time, and it was a different thing. They said, okay, let's score goals, let's score goals. And after funny games and having fun, I was one of them. I was one of the team. So it's quite easy. Or no, it depends. When everybody is part of the team, no one is afraid of sharing ideas. You have to realize, someone said in a meeting, let's do a film with a tornado full of sharks. I would say that's a crazy idea, but someone said that. And now we have 5, 6 movies. So don't be afraid of sharing your ideas. Any idea can be good or not, but you can say one idea and someone else can say, oh, instead of that, let's do that, let's do that. And you are going to motivate people to talk, even with the craziest idea that you can have. So a little bit of wrapping up. Everybody is important on the team. Everybody has the role, but the shared goal is for all. We fail together or we succeed together. Sometimes to be a delivery enabler, it's like you're driving a bus. It could be nice. It could be scary if you have a bomb that is going to explode in the bus. Sometimes you need to push the bus. But important is the whole team reaching the goal, you included. Mindsets, all times, I want. That's really strong. Now, Agile, I need. And now we need to cover that we need. Anybody in the company, not only in your team, can propose good things to improve. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Antonio. And we have a little time for a question or two. Anyone? No questions? Oh. Okay. Let me speed the mic to you.
Thank you for an interesting talk. Just one question. Did you still estimate your job or not?
No, I don't ask for estimate.
Yeah.
No, I only put the story points because they want some kind of estimation, but I don't really believe on estimations.
It's just for management here, not for...
I don't even give a date. They ask me for a date, and I say, no, that's story points. So that is a week. No, that it means that it's more complicated than this one and less than this one. That's all.
Cool, thank you.
Anyone else? Okay then. Let's give applause for Antonio another time. And as always,
Thank you.
Thank you.